Hello and welcome to Impact History. Today we are going to take a journey on the rise and fall of the Carthaginian Empire. The rise of a maritime power, a brief history of Carthage. Carthage, a Phoenician colony, emerged on the North African coast. Founded in the 9th century BC, it became a powerful maritime empire. Carthage's strength lay in its navy and control of Mediterranean trade routes. Renowned for shipbuilding and navigation, they established colonies from Iberia to Sicily. This brought them into conflict with Rome. The Punic Wars marked a turning point. Despite Hannibal's campaigns, Carthage was defeated. By 146 BC, Rome had destroyed Carthage. The enduring gods of the Phoenicians' religion in a Carthaginian world. Carthaginian religion, rooted in Phoenician heritage, differed from Roman polytheism. Baal Hammon and Tanit were central to their pantheon. Carthaginians often used symbolic forms for their gods. Practices included offerings, temple rituals, and child sacrifice. Carthaginian religious practices could have spread widely. The ethical implications of these practices are still debated. Masters of the sea, Carthaginian trade routes and global commerce. Carthage's economic power stemmed from its control of maritime trade routes. These routes were the lifeblood of the Carthaginian Empire, enabling it to flourish and expand its influence across the Mediterranean. Their ships, laden with goods from across the Mediterranean, brought wealth and prosperity to the empire. These vessels were not just means of transport, but symbols of Carthage's dominance in maritime trade. Carthaginian merchants traded in textiles, metals, foodstuffs, and unfortunately slaves. The bustling marketplaces were a testament to the diverse array of goods that flowed through Carthaginian hands. Their trading network extended from the Iberian Peninsula in the west to the Levant in the east, connecting diverse cultures and economies. This extensive network facilitated not just the exchange of goods, but also ideas and technologies. In a world dominated by Carthage, the Mediterranean would have remained a Carthaginian lake. Their naval prowess ensured that they could control the sea lanes and protect their trading interests. Their control over trade would have shaped economic development, influencing the flow of goods, ideas, and technologies. The cities under Carthaginian influence would have thrived, becoming centers of innovation and culture. The famed Silk Road, connecting east and west, might have been less influential, with Carthage serving as the primary conduit for trade between continents. Their strategic position allowed them to control the flow of luxury goods and essential commodities. The global economic landscape would be vastly different, with trade and commerce revolving around Carthaginian ports and markets. The legacy of Carthaginian trade routes is a testament to their unparalleled influence in shaping ancient global commerce. Section 4. A society built on inequality, slavery, and hierarchy in Carthage. Carthage, a powerful city-state in the ancient world, was not just known for its military prowess and expansive trade networks, but also for its deeply entrenched social structures. Carthaginian society, like many ancient civilizations, was built on a rigid social hierarchy. This hierarchy was not just a social construct, but a fundamental aspect of their daily lives, influencing everything from politics to personal relationships. At the apex stood the wealthy merchant class, who controlled trade and politics. These merchants were the lifeblood of Carthage's economy, facilitating the exchange of goods across the Mediterranean and beyond. Below them were artisans, laborers, and, at the very bottom, slaves. Artisans crafted goods that were essential for both daily life and trade, while laborers performed the necessary tasks to keep the city functioning. Slavery was an integral part of the Carthaginian economy, providing labor for agriculture, mining, and domestic service. Slaves were often captured during wars or bought from distant lands, and their lives were marked by hardship and exploitation. The perpetuation and potential expansion of slavery under Carthaginian rule present a dark side to their hypothetical dominance. The reliance on forced labor raises questions about the moral and ethical foundations of their society. The ethical implications of a society that thrived on forced labor are significant. How did the Carthaginians justify such practices, and what impact did it have on their culture and legacy? Would Carthaginian slavery have evolved differently from Roman slavery? The comparison between these two ancient powers offers a fascinating glimpse into how different societies approach the institution of slavery. Would there have been movements for abolition? Could there have been uprisings or reforms that challenged the status quo and sought to end the practice of slavery in Carthage? These questions offer a glimpse into the complex and often brutal realities of ancient societies. Understanding the role of slavery in Carthage helps us to better comprehend the broader dynamics of power, economy, and human rights in the ancient world. Section 5. From Iberia to Anatolia, imagining Carthaginian expansion. With Rome out of the picture, Carthage's territorial ambitions might have known no bounds. Their control over the western Mediterranean could have extended to Gaul, perhaps even reaching the British Isles. In the east, they might have challenged the Ptolemies in Egypt, or even confronted the nascent Parthian Empire. The geopolitical landscape of Europe and the Middle East would have been reshaped by Carthaginian expansion. Would they have established a vast, centralized empire like Rome? Or would their dominion have been more akin to a loose confederation of trading posts and client states? The cultural and linguistic diversity of the regions they conquered would have undoubtedly influenced Carthaginian society, leading to unique forms of cultural exchange and syncretism. Section 6. Innovation from the sands of time, Carthaginian science and technology. Carthage was known for its technological advancements, particularly in shipbuilding and navigation. Their knowledge of astronomy and mathematics enabled them to navigate the open seas, establishing trade routes and projecting their power across the Mediterranean. Carthaginian engineers were skilled in irrigation, hydraulics, and construction, as evidenced by the impressive infrastructure of their cities and ports. In the absence of Roman technological dominance, Carthaginian innovations might have flourished. Would they have made significant advancements in shipbuilding, navigation, and warfare? Could their expertise in astronomy have led to groundbreaking discoveries about the cosmos? The potential for scientific and technological advancement in a world shaped by Carthaginian ingenuity is a tantalizing thought experiment. Section 7. A world without Rome. The enduring legacy of Carthage. The legacy of Rome is deeply ingrained in Western civilization. Its influence can be seen in almost every aspect of modern life. From law and governance to language and architecture, Rome's influence is undeniable. The Roman legal system laid the groundwork for many modern judicial systems. However, in a world where Carthage prevailed, this legacy would be absent. The Carthaginian civilization, with its own unique contributions, would have shaped our world differently. Instead, we might find ourselves marveling at the ruins of Carthaginian cities, deciphering their script, and uncovering the mysteries of their advanced maritime trade networks and studying their legal codes. Carthage had its own sophisticated system of laws and governance that could have influenced modern legal practices. The cultural and societal norms that shape our world would be vastly different. Carthaginian society placed a strong emphasis on trade, commerce, and maritime prowess. Would the concept of democracy, albeit flawed in its Roman implementation, have emerged? Or would Carthage's oligarchic system have taken precedence? How would art, literature, and philosophy have developed without the influence of Roman thinkers, writers, and artists? Carthage had its own rich tradition of art and literature that could have flourished. The absence of Rome's legacy offers a thought-provoking glimpse into a counterfactual history, one where the Mediterranean and indeed the world followed a different path. This alternate history challenges us to consider the myriad ways in which a single civilization can shape the course of human development, one where the Mediterranean and indeed the world followed a different path. The enduring legacy of Carthage, though overshadowed by Rome, remains a fascinating subject of historical inquiry. Thank you for joining us on this journey through history, and be sure to revisit us again on Impact History.